June and Stu Erwin in Trouble with Father.
Come in. Arthur Hale.
Hello, Stu. How are June and the girls?
Fine. And your family?
Fine, thanks. Stu, I'm worried.
Oh. Did you ever see a high school principal who wasn't worried?
No, but this time it's different.
Oh, I see. Well, now you mustn't take the big game so seriously, just because your team hasn't won a game all season.
Oh, it's not the outcome of the game that bothers me. It's what may happen before.
Oh, yes. Well, I've been thinking about that, too.
Every year, your students paint our statue of the Roman wrestlers in your school colors, and we're getting mighty tired of it.
Well, we don't exactly relish replanting our grass every year after your students burn Central's initials in it, either.
I know. That's just why I'm here today, to talk preventive action.
Just preparing this statement for our bulletin board.
Notice, any acts of vandalism committed against Central High School will force me to call off Friday's game. Well, that's a step in the right direction.
Don't you think it's forceful enough?
It's not dire enough. Even if you do call off the game, you will still finish with an unbeaten season.
Have you something better to suggest?
Yes. Any student committing acts of vandalism on the other's campus will pay by forfeiting the game.
That should make them think twice.
Then you'll change the wording of this.
Of course. And you'll do the same.
Absolutely. Give my best to June.
Thanks. And you say hello at home.
I will. See you at the game.
Warning to all students. Any students committing an act of vandalism on the campus of either Hamilton or Central High Schools will be penalized by the immediate forfeiture of the big game. Stuart Erwin, principal.
That's not a warning, it's a challenge.
Bill, my father means every word of that notice.
Yeah, but you know what he's gone and done?
Listen.
H-Ra, A-Ra, L-Ra, I-Ra, L-Ra, T-Ra, O-Ra, N-Ra, Hamilton! Hamilton! Hamilton!
9 o'clock. Bedtime for a little girl, and time the neighborhood quieted down.
How did it sound upstairs?
Great. It was so loud I couldn't concentrate on my homework. June, you belong in the rooting section.
I just can't help it. Every time football season comes around, I go all to pieces.
I never forget the time I caught that pass against Central High. I can still hear Miss Irving yelling. Her voice as loud as Miss Jackie's in them days.
Well, who wouldn't have yelled? You won the game with one hand.
And 6 feet off the ground, too. Well, bedtime, young lady. And have you finished your homework?
I'll get right at it. Let's go.
Night, folks.
Good
Good night, kid. Good night.
I guess I'll be running along, too. Got a big day tomorrow. Got to help get the bonfire ready for the rally.
Good night, Willie.
Good night.
To think that I married the eternal sophomore.
Oh, it's only during big game week.
We've seen a lot of them together, haven't we, honey?
Do you know when I first fell in love with you?
I've always suspected it was the time I kicked the extra point when we beat the Romans 14-13. We used to drop kick them in those days. No place kicking for us, depending on the other fella to hold the ball, aim it, and do everything but kiss it goodbye for you. Was that when you decided to become Mrs. Irwin?
It was before that.
Let's see. One time I ran 60 yards against Polly.
Even before that.
Before that, I was a sub.
There was a game against the Indians when a certain little fellow didn't get to play until the final quarter.
Oh, it couldn't have been me. I was knocked out on the first play I was in.
I know. I can still see you sitting on the bench crying your heart out because you couldn't get back in the game.
I hate to disillusion you, but you've been deceiving yourself all of these years. The only reason I was crying was because some guy had stepped on my foot and it hurt so badly I could hardly stand it.
My hero. Do you remember the time we dressed the dummy in a Hamilton uniform and ran it up the central flagpole and cut the rope and they couldn't get it down for a week?
Were you in on that?
I only sewed the clothes on the dummy.
To think you can know a girl all her life and never really know her.
Now, you've done things just as bad, and you know it. What was that?
Back door?
Willie?
He left 5 minutes ago. It was Joyce. She met Bill and Ralph out there. They whispered together and then ran off. I wonder what they're up to.
Oh, I'm sure Joyce wouldn't go out on a date without telling me.
June, I hate to think it, but I have a hunch they're going over to Central High.
Well, Stu, you'll have to stop them.
They know the penalty. If only Joyce weren't mixed up in it. If I can't control her, how can I expect to control the whole student body?
But that's all the more reason you must stop them.
That's the reason I can't.
I couldn't. Was it exciting? I'll say. Did the folks come in here? Yeah, but the way you fixed your pillow, they thought it was you in bed. Did you run into any of the Central High gang? No, they weren't around. I'll tell you all about it in the morning. I'm tired. Good night, Joyce. Good night.
Can't hear a thing.
Neither can I.
Here. We'll read the bad news in the morning paper. Nothing in the paper.
Maybe it happened too late for the morning edition.
Yeah, maybe. I wish I didn't have to go to school this morning.
Are you talking about grown-up things, or can I know?
You better get Joyce down here.
I couldn't wake her up.
I'll take her some breakfast.
Maybe if we gave Jackie the 3rd degree.
No. This is something that'll have to work itself out.
But, Stu, if it's in your power to stop them.
You know I can't do that. Not when our own daughter is one of the conspirators. She's taking after you in this affair.
She's just as much your daughter as she is mine.
Not in this instance. Remember the dummy on the flagpole?
Now you're not being fair.
You don't have to face Arthur Hale this morning. I do. Maybe that's the real reason I'm upset. Goodbye.
Don't forget your lunch.
All right. Thank you.
You're still there, Mr. Erwin? Good as new.
Willie, I'm baffled. Maybe they struck on another part of the campus.
Mr. Erwin, I never seen you worry like this.
Do me a favor, hop out and have a look around.
Yes, sir, but I won't see nothing.
Go on, Willie. Go on.
I didn't see nothing just like I said I wouldn't.
You mean to say that this campus is as clean as ours?
I didn't say that, Mr. Erwin. See, that Johnson doesn't even belong to my league. Not at all.
I know that, Willie. I mean, are you sure there's no damage?
Yes, I'm positive.
Willie, I'm stumped.
Well, if you're all through spying, I'd like to get on back. I promised somebody help me get the bonfire ready for nights.
Oh, all right, get in. It's sure to be a wasted effort.
How you mean, Mr. Erwin?
I'm positive there won't be a game tomorrow.
Oh, don't say that. Don't even think it.
Now, come on, get in.
We got a great team. Every man knows his job. And I say tomorrow we'll score more points against the Romans than any other team in Hamilton's history.
And when our boys get through with Central High, even the wrestlers in front of the gym will be flat on their backs.
have sworn I locked that door.
You always swear it, and you never do it.
Well, seems undisturbed.
You're just too keyed up. And I still think it was foolish for you to ask Willie to stay all night.
Oh, I don't mind.
Something tells me nobody's going to get any sleep tonight.
Can I stay up all night, Daddy?
You cannot.
But Joyce is still at the rally.
And I wish she were home, too. What do you think of that? Well, if we're going to get any rest at all. Coming, Willie?
I got a bed all made next to the funnies.
Well,
Good night, all.
Good night,
have it
Willie.
your own way. Good night. Okay. Hello? Yes, this is... Stolen? Oh, this is terrible. June! June! Yes, I know. He's coming over. Here? Oh.
Stu, what's happened?
Thanks.
What is it, Pop? You look like a catastrophe that just happened.
I am. I mean, it did. They've stolen the Roman wrestlers.
What?
The statue at Central High.
Stolen it?
Yes.
Well, they've always just painted it before.
And Arthur Hale's coming over.
Well, what'll we do?
What can I do? I'll have to call off the game.
Oh, Stu, do you have to? The rally's still going on. I'm sure if you talk to the students, they'll return it.
Oh, no, June, it's too late for that.
But, Pop!
My mind is made up.
Please, Stu. You know what the game means to those youngsters. Please talk to them for my sake.
Oh, I'm sorry, June. Oh, Lily!
Just a minute, Mr. Erwin. Somebody messed my bed up.
Willie! You can go home, Willie. I'm going over to the rally and announce the forfeiting of the game.
You know about the statue?
Didn't you hear me shouting on the phone just now?
While she was shouting on the phone, I was face to face with the thing.
Face to face. Down there?
As big as life.
Oh.
Oh, how could they?
What have I done to deserve this?
You gotta think of something, Pop.
I could be arrested for what I'm thinking.
I don't blame you, Mr. Erwin. I'd forfeit the game, too.
Forfeit? Not on your life. I'm not going to punish the whole student body for something my own daughter did.
Then what are you going to do?
First, I'm going to get this thing back to Central High. Then...
Attaboy, Pop.
Then I'm going to deal with Joyce and her cohorts.
I take it all back.
Willie, we'll have to get the school truck to move this thing.
Yes.
It's Arthur Hale.
What will you tell him?
If I answer the door, I'll have to forfeit the game.
But he'll ring all night.
It's up to you to get rid of him.
Oh, but...
And as soon as he's gone, let us know.
Come on, Ma.
Well, it's about time. Oh, hello, June.
Why, Arthur, isn't it a little late to...
Where's Stu? Something terrible has happened.
Is that so?
It's our statue of the Roman wrestlers. Somebody's stolen it.
Oh, that is terrible.
I've got to talk to Stu right away about it.
Well, I'm sorry, but he's not around right at the moment.
Yeah, we just got home from the rally.
Is your father still there?
Why don't you hurry over and see?
Yes. Thank you, June.
Okay, Pop. Mom got rid of them.
Come on, Willie. Let's go.
This thing sure is heavy.
Yeah, come on. Get hold of it.
Good work, Mom.
June, I was just... What's the matter with you two? You look like you were staring at a ghost.
I wish I was.
June, I was thinking... What's the matter with her?
Who, Jackie?
I'm scared of drafts.
June, I was thinking if I miss Stu at the rally, you'll have to be the one to tell him.
About the statue being stolen?
And that I insist he forfeit the game.
Oh.
It doesn't seem to be damaged.
Must be made of iron.
Yeah. Well, let's try it again.
What was that?
Willie's down there, Mr. Hale.
Well, you don't have to shout.
Okay, Mr. Hale.
Slipping again. Hang on, Willie. Hang on.
Yes, Mr. Hale.
Uh-oh. He's back.
If you'd only wait until morning before taking any drastic action.
Hadn't we better get to bed, Mom?
I'll be leaving right away. Are you sure your husband can find the statue and make the culprits return it before morning?
He's a very remarkable man.
Willie must have killed himself.
Arthur.
Yes?
Please don't worry about Willie. He
What's in his sleep?
Yes, in his sleep. He probably bumped into the furnace or something.
But if he's hurt...
Oh.
I have great regard for Stu, but I don't see how he can possibly...
Now, Arthur, you worry too much. I'm positive that when you wake up in the morning, Stu will have the statue back in place.
Well, I wish my wife had as much confidence in me. Good night, June.
Good night.
We'll return to the Erwins in just a moment. And now, back to the Erwins.
All set?
I think so.
Willie, you stand back and keep the statue from bouncing around.
I sure hate the idea of lifting them two rascals again. I'm plumb out of fingers.
Darling,
Huh?
be sure to drive down dark streets. If you get caught in the light, you'll get in trouble.
Never thought of that. Guess I'm not a conspirator at heart. This is close enough, Willie.
Are we going to leave it here on the dolly?
Only while we reconnoiter up ahead.
Mr. Evans?
Huh?
I got a feeling in my bones.
A cold sort of feeling?
Exactly. You got it, too?
Uh-huh. As though we weren't alone. Come on, Willie.
This place is getting too crowded for me. It's just me, Mr. Evans.
Well, quit thrashing around.
I got scared.
The pedestal for the statue's right up ahead of us.
What are you going to do?
See if it's guarded. Come on.
Do you see what I see?
Yes, but I refuse to believe it.
You know, I'm getting that old feeling in my bones again. Let's get out of here.
No, we can't. Not yet.
Why can't we leave our statues and let Mr. Hale take his choice? He can have both of them for all I care.
I'm not thinking of Mr. Hale. I'm thinking of myself. There's something funny going on, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
You're not going up there where those statues are again, are you?
No, Willie. You are.
Who, me?
Yes. While I stand guard. Go on.
No, I'm asking you like a man, Mr. Evans. Why can't I stand guard?
Well, I'd like to, Willie, but I can't. It might be a trap.
You mean you're willing to sacrifice me?
Well, now look, Willie. I'm the principal of Alexander Hamilton High School. I can't afford to be caught.
Yes, I guess you're right, Mr. Evans.
Go on.
Mr. Evans.
Huh?
Can't omit lilies because I'm allergic to them.
Yeah, get down low. Get away, Willie.
Oh, I'll just,
We got one of them! Come on, you guys!
Who's that with you, Willie?
it's just Mr. Irving.
Holy smokes.
Y'all ain't aiming to wrestle me, are you?
Hey, look, it's Mr. Erwin!
Father, what are you doing here?
Let me ask you the same question.
Well,
Now, one at a time. Joyce,
well, we're on guard.
against what?
We've been on guard all week.
Here?
Yes, Father.
Why?
To keep the Romans from messing up their school.
Why should they want to mess up their own school?
Because they knew we wouldn't do it.
Oh, and you figured they might, so we'd have to forfeit the game.
That's it.
And all the time I thought you were the statue napper.
This year?
Well, how did they get it if you've been on guard?
Well, they stole it at our rally.
And we figured we could trap them by calling some of the ringleaders and telling them the statue had been returned.
That's why we were up there on the pedestal, just waiting to pounce.
And then we could make them tell us where the real statue was hidden.
Very sound procedure. Do you know where the real statue is?
We're not that smart.
Well, Willie and I found it. We were bringing it back when we were so rudely interrupted.
Golly, Mr. Erwin, you're better than a private eye.
No wonder Joyce is so smart.
Willie, show them where the statue is. And boys, put it back on the pedestal.
This way, gentlemen.
Dad, where was it? Where did you find it?
Well, you'll have to know sooner or later. They hid it in our basement.
Oh, no.
Yes, and the only reason I was bringing it back was because I thought you had hidden it there.
You were doing it to protect me.
Well, in a way, but I would have dealt with you in private later.
Oh, Father, you're simply super.
I feel super simple, if you ask me.
I won't ask you.
Okay, boys. Up, 2, 3.
Hey, watch it now.
Careful, that side.
That's it.
All right, boys. I guess we can call it a night.
Oh, we still have to stand guard a while.
Yeah, we better be here in case they fall into our trap.
All right, but for propriety's sake, I'd better be absent. Just don't break any necks, especially your own. Come on, Willie.
Hey, wait a minute. Somebody's coming.
Yeah, get him, fellas. Yeah, wait.
Got it.
Okay, boys, let him up.
Arthur Hale. So, now you attack me with your whole student body.
Look, Arthur, I can... Oh.
Stu, I demand an explanation. I warn you, I won't be a laughingstock. I warn you.
Look, Arthur, I'm sorry, but I just can't help myself. Joyce, you and Willie take the fellas home. They have to play tomorrow.
But, Father...
Mr. Hale and I have a lot to talk about.
Even your own daughter is a part of this confounded plot.
I know. Run along, honey. I'll explain everything and tell your mother not to wait up for me.
Okay.
Well, I'm waiting, and I'm all out of patience.
Look, Arthur, I'll tell you exactly what happened.
I never thought of that, but I still don't believe it's true.
Then I suggest that you stand guard with me the rest of the night and see.
All right, I'll do that. But if you're wrong...
If I'm wrong, I'll sit on your side of the field tomorrow and root for Central High.
And if I'm wrong, I'll sit on your side of the field.